Hey everybody, John Felt here. This is Immersion Seeds Weekly Weather Briefing, Memorial Day weekend. Big severe weather outbreak this weekend, so if you're in the Midwest, the Plain States, be sure to pay attention to this week's briefing. I wanted to make a comment really quick. There are going to be some changes coming up in the ag weather program here. And if you are a regular follower and listener to me, my posts and my videos, be sure to pay attention to that this week and next. I'll be putting some details out on some changes that are coming in the next week or two. Anyway, let's get started in today's briefing. Okay, I want to start out by front and center showing you the action spots over the next week. Severe weather all 3 days, the next 3 days, right through the holiday weekend. Excessive rain in spots, so we are going to have some problems with flooded fields over parts of this region right in here in yellow. And down in the south, a heat wave, major or even extreme, down in South Texas. But the big story is going to be severe storms today and tomorrow. Areas within the red dashed line, possibility of strong tornadoes later today and tonight. And anywhere in this area highlighted, we could have damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. Now, over the last week, it was very active. And something that's interesting this year is how we're getting severe weather activity right through areas that are your classic tornado alley. We didn't see that the last couple of years. Track's been further east and south. So we're having a classic severe weather season for Tornado Alley, very active. Unfortunately, this is resulting in devastating and fatal tornadoes. This is Greenfield, Iowa. These are all the tornadoes we had last week. So this is about the fifth week of tornado activity. So it's been a very busy spring, and unfortunately, quite a few strong tornadoes. This one was rated EF4 out of a scale of 5. So you don't see EF4 tornadoes all that often, and you can just see that track of devastation right where it moved across Greenfield. So where do we get rain? Well, Iowa got a fairly soaking rain, 2 inches in yellow, 5 inches in red. So there's probably some very wet fields in these areas of red here. Everything else, these are thunderstorm streaks right here, more scattered. So I sort of started the briefing off mentioning some excessive rain in this area here. Well, at least the good thing is most of these areas didn't get all that much. Now, we had some rain last night, some really heavy rain in here. So it's sort of getting what we see in summer, more localized. You can have right here, not too much of a problem, and right here, lots of problems. So localized issues, and that's typical of summertime. Now, the Midwest had above normal temperatures. It was a warm week. Areas in orange, 6 degrees above normal for the weekly average, 9 degrees above normal in areas in red. So right now, this front that has produced all the severe storm activity last week has pushed off to the east, but we're going to have a wave of low pressure moving along this tonight, and then that's going to produce another round of heavy rain and severe storms. Now you can see that boundary here. It's pushed a little bit to the east. I think this is going to be pushing back up, bringing that muggy air back up to the north. But look at South Texas, 75 to 80 degree, 78 degree dew points. Now, can you imagine that? You add in 107 or 109 degrees. Laredo is going to hit 109 degrees today with a 78 dew point. So that's the extreme heat risk in that area. Now, if you read my post this last week, I talked about the Pacific Ridge, which is blue. That type of pattern typically results in severe weather. So as long as that pattern's in place, we're going to have active weather. Well, it looks like models are saying that it's going to gradually, over the next 3 to 4 days, shift into a new pattern, this Pacific trough, and that should slow down the amount of severe weather. Now, it's spring. We will still have severe weather, but it's not going to be as widespread. So here we go. This is that Pacific Ridge. This low pressure here, we have pulses of energy. So each one of these little lobes here represents a pulse of energy. And as those pulses rotate around this low, what we have is they eject out in this jet stream The strong jet stream aloft produces vertical wind shear, and that's what we need, the instability and the vertical wind shear for tornado development. By the end of the week, we have more of a high pressure pattern over us, and that is going to slow things down as far as severe storm activity and result in generally near or above normal temperatures. Okay, so speaking of temperatures, you can see here as we get into um, the end of May into early June, and then the first week in June, generally above normal temperatures over the entire Midwest. Now, we do have the next 5 days some cooler temperatures here, and that's because of the rain. Okay, so let's sort of finish up with temperature here. Looks like we are getting into a pattern of above normal temperatures, near to above normal temperatures, rounding out May and heading into the first week of June. Okay, let's talk about rainfall and severe weather. Well, there's that low pressure moving along that front. It's going to push from the plain states across the Midwest into the Ohio River Valley this Memorial Day weekend. It's going to produce areas of very heavy rain, and you can see here they're going to be somewhat scattered, but right around sort of Kansas City, maybe Manhattan, Kansas, Topeka, Kansas City area, some pretty heavy rain, and then down in the southern sections of the U.S., Oklahoma and Texas, some heavy rain, pockets of heavy rain over the eastern Corn Belt as well. Now, I wanted to show you the extended outlook here. This is the week 2. And you can see above normal temperatures week 2, and generally it doesn't look like anything overall that impressive as far as rainfall. So like I said, I think we're generally going into that pattern, we're quieting down. But I want to sort of focus the end of this briefing on the weather risk. A moderate risk of severe storms today, tomorrow an enhanced risk, and it just pushes across the area. So today and tomorrow, very stormy, a lot of severe weather, and we're going to have excessive areas of rain as well, so keep that in mind for the potential for flooding. And then down in the south, I don't know if anybody's in this region. I do have some clients in this region, and that's going to be brutally hot. So that's it for this weekend. Be very careful today, especially late today, tonight, and tomorrow night. Widespread severe weather outbreaks. So be very cautious. Keep in tune if you're outside with what's going on. Anyway, other than that, have a good weekend. Take care.